Hello and welcome to Library Connection. I'm Mandy Cantrell, Youth Services Director at the B.B. Comer Memorial Library. Today I'm joined by Sarah Osborne. Thank you for being here, Sarah. Sarah and I work together upstairs in the children's department and the young adult department at the library, and we've just been enjoying looking at a lot of the new books that are coming in and in older books that people love to check out. We've just been really busy with that and thinking about Christmas. We've been decorating. Sarah's done most of that. Thank you.
No problem.
It's looking so pretty at the library, and I've seen a few trees up in town, and as we're thinking about the Christmas season, decorating, getting ready, buying gifts is part of that. I have not started my Christmas shopping yet, but hope to very soon. We have a few ideas that we think you would like maybe to get some of the friends or family in your life that you're buying gifts for, and those would be books. Yes. Of course.
Yes, our favorite thing. Yeah.
I know. Well, Sarah, I'll just start. I've got a few traditional Christmas books that we'd like to tell you about. One is Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. Of course, that's a traditional Christmas book. Everybody loves it. This is one of the easier versions. It's like a first grade book. Perfect gift for a child in your life that you know loves the Christmas story.
I have a couple here about cats. If you're a cat lover like me, or you know somebody who's a cat lover, these are perfect. This is the Santa cat. It was the Santa Claus, but the cat covered it up, so he's the Santa cat. And there's actually several books in this series. It's by the same, obviously by the same author. There's like the Easter cat, and different holidays. Valentine's cat, and he's kind of mischievous. He sort of wants to take over the holidays. So that's one of my favorites. And this book, this is the 12 Days of Christmas Cats. I love this book. It's I think it's a newer book. Beautiful, beautiful illustrations. This is technically it's a children's book, but really you could probably give this to somebody my age because I love it. It's adorable.
That loves cats.
Yes, that loves cats. So it's just the 12 Days of Christmas, but with cats instead of the partridge in the pear tree. You have the cats in a fir tree. So
how
it's kind of cute.
Then I had one of my favorites, How the Grinch Stole Christmas. It's not a new one, but it's still one of my very favorites. I've given this as many gifts, and I enjoy reading it every year. So this is always a good classic. The children love to look at the movie, see the movie and all that. And another one, I've got a couple more actually of Christmas ones. This is a treasury of Christmas stories. This is a wonderful book. Some children love a story collection, or some families love. This is just several Christmas stories in one book. This makes an excellent gift.
Yes, and also if you're buying it, it's a good bang for your buck because you got several books in one. So and you can kind of pass that down. Those are beautiful books.
Yes, very. The stories that you've heard, the Little Match Girl, Jingle Bells, Littlest Angel, things like that. And this one, I think I talk about this every year. It's one of my favorites. A Wish to Be a Christmas Tree. A very sweet story about a tree who's grown too big to be a Christmas tree, but the animals show how much they love him. A wonderful book to give to someone. And this is great to sit and read with your children, but get your tissues out.
Oh,
it's great.
It's very sweet. Very sweet.
So those are Christmas books. We'd encourage you to get some of those if you'd like to, and come by the library if you want to look at them and see exactly what you might want to order. So these make great gifts. But you've got a few more.
I do.
Christmas,
I have some older books for older readers. If you have a child that's reading like on a juvenile level, this is Santa Claus Doesn't Mop Floors. This is in the Bailey School Kids series. There's several of these. Yeah, they're cute. I think there's another Vampires Don't Teach second grade. Different little creatures and what they don't do apparently, but they really do. And then this is part of the Magic Tree House series. This is A Ghost Tale for Christmas Time. So a lot of kids really like this series. So this is a good Christmas book for this time of year.
That's great. Now, some others that are not Christmas, but would still make some great gifts. I chose this one. This is not a new book at all. This is originally 1936, the story of Ferdinand the Bull. This is being made into a movie and is due to come out December 15th. So what a neat gift to give somebody that maybe take them to the movie and get them a book. But this is a wonderful story about a bull who loves to smell flowers instead of really being a wild, ferocious bull. A great story about being yourself, though.
Very excited about that movie, to be honest.
I can't wait to see it.
I'm just a giant child. I mean, really, I love cartoons and those kind of things. So.
Me too.
So, I have here going from Christmas to just everyday books.
Yeah.
This is Pete the Cat and the Cool Cat Boogie. We love Pete the Cat at the library.
Yes.
I think all teachers and librarians love Pete the Cat,
Yeah.
and this is one of his newest installments. And it's kind of just about being yourself, which is kind of the general theme with
Yeah.
Pete the Cat. You know, be yourself.
It's all good.
It's all good. This one's very groovy. It's kind of got 70s vibes with the whole disco
I
going
love
on.
it.
And I think in the back it even teaches you how to do the Cool Cat Boogie, which is neat.
Oh,
So yeah, if
fun.
you have a Pete the Cat fan, that's a good good book to buy this time of year.
That would be fun. This is called Is That Wise Pig by Jan Thomas. Jan Thomas writes some of the prettiest books, I think. Large pictures, bright colors. This one is so fun. Pig maybe is not making such wise choices, but come to the very end, you find out he did pretty good, making a pretty good choice. But Is That Wise Pig? These are great books to sit and read aloud to children.
This is Bear is Not Tired. I don't know if you can see that title very well, but these are cute books. This author has several other books as well. You find a lot of
Yes.
time children's authors, they'll write several books with kind of the same characters. And this one is really just about fitting in. That's kind of the thing with most of these. Bear doesn't want to, the little bear and the duck stories.
Yes.
And so winter's coming and he wants to stay awake with the little ducks, but he's a bear and he's supposed to hibernate. So, but they teach him, it's okay to be different. So.
Yes. This is probably one of my favorite new books we've gotten in. It is The Legend of Rock, Paper, Scissors. I know I interviewed a lady who teaches Holly Garrett, and she used this in her classroom, but this is a great read aloud. I've told several dads that come in, I don't know why, moms can read aloud and have fun too, but this seems to be a book maybe dads would like, who I know will read aloud and put some fun in the voices and everything. This is by Drew Daywalt, who wrote The Day the Crayons Quit and The Day the Crayons Came Home, which is a children's favorite also. But this is the story of rock, paper, scissors. Just a lot of fun to read aloud, and then you can play rock, paper, scissors and learn the rules of how to play that. Just a great read aloud there. Great gift.
I have How Do Dinosaurs Choose Their Pets. This is a good series probably for little boys or girls who really like dinosaurs, but maybe they're more on a preschool level. They kind of are still being read to, and they want to learn about dinosaurs or what different dinosaurs might look like, because some of those books can be really thick if they're older. But this one is about how dinosaurs choose their pets, which is cute. I like the little dinosaur carrying the tiger. I thought that was so funny. And speaking of pets, we are doing a fundraiser for the Sylacauga Animal Shelter during the holiday season this year. Yeah, called Pause for the Cause.
Yes, please come into the library. Probably after Thanksgiving, we'll have everything up and ready to go. Come in, and when you donate $1 or more or some items for the animal shelter, you can put your pet's name on a paw and put it on our Christmas tree. We know during the time of year when it's a lot of people are giving pets. Maybe you're giving a dog or a cat or something. Or I know I always like to help them out. They do a great job. The animal shelter does.
They do, and even if you're not really comfortable giving money, you can also give things on their wish list, which are on that flyer. You might see it up in town or at the library. Things like cleaning supplies, things they can always use.
Yes.
Cat litter, those are things that don't go bad and you can always use them.
Bleach, pine sol.
Right, yeah. Nothing with ammonia in it, but, bleach and pine sol, you can't go wrong. So
That's right. They have a website, an Amazon wish list, a Walmart wish list, so there are a lot of ways you can look to see what to get. Well, we're going to pause for a commercial break and hope you'll join us when we come back.
Hi, it's Shawnee McNeil at South First Bank. This is a great time for you to buy or build a new home, or maybe refinance your present mortgage. Our rates are the lowest they've been in years, and that means saving you money. We've been helping our customers become homeowners in this area for nearly 70 years, and we can make our approvals right here in the office, and that means saving you time. We're located here in downtown Sylacauga. Come in and find South First, a better way to bank.
Member FDIC, an equal housing lender.
Marble City Pharmacy in Sylacauga is your destination for the highest quality health care. Our knowledgeable pharmacists are always available for questions about your medications or advice on taking over-the-counter products and supplements. Our friendly staff can assist you in choosing from our full lines of compression hose and medical equipment. And don't forget our gift department. We have a great selection of unique gifts for every occasion. Stop by today and see us. Marble City Pharmacy, where your health comes first.
Coosa Valley Medical Center. one of the top 10 hospitals in Alabama, is also Sylacauga's largest employer. Services from the emergency room to surgery to cancer treatment to post-stroke care. You won't believe what's right in your backyard. It's Coosa Valley Medical Center in Sylacauga. So, if you're sick in Alabama, choose one of the top 10 hospitals in Alabama. That is Coosa Valley Medical Center.
Hello and welcome back to Library Connection. I'm Mandy Cantrell. Sarah Osborne and I are talking about books from the library, but also books that you might like to purchase sometime. And I want to take just a second to thank TV47 for allowing us to talk about the things going on at the library and the books and things we have. We just thank them so much for giving us this chance to come in and share with you about all the wonderful things we have. Now, Sarah's going to talk about Elf on the Shelf. That's something fun we've got going on.
We received news from the North Pole that we would be getting an elf this year, and so we were given this book, and we have decided to name him Booker. So Elf on the Shelf, he comes to kind of watch the children to see if they're being good or not. He's kind of he's a scout elf, I believe it's called, sent by Santa Claus. So we'll be getting one this year, and we're very excited about that. We're excited to see what kind of things he's going to get into because we know they're quite mischievous. So check out our Facebook page. We plan on posting pictures, when to see what he does, where he's going to be that day, and we encourage you to come in the library. I think he probably should be here after Thanksgiving sometime. Come in the library and try to find him. That's really most of the fun of an Elf on the Shelf. Right. So we're excited, to be able to put that on Facebook and have him in the library.
So please come in and look for Booker. And also come in and see the beautiful trees and the decorations we have up. We have our Christmas village, and it's just looking so nice at the library. We appreciate all the hard work, the ladies that go that do all that work. It's great. Well, I've got another book thinking about other gifts that you might like to give someone. If you've got a little girl in your life that's a real girly girl who likes Pinkalicious, this is called Emeraldlicious. It's a little girl named Pinkalicious, and there's Purplelicious, Goldalicious, Silverlicious. Sounds like a girl's book, a real girly girl, but this is Emeraldlicious, and she's talking about recycling. So great message in there, but also a fun book to read.
I have The Hunt, Geronimo Stilton, The Hunt for the 100th Key. Geronimo Stilton, he has several different books. I think that's actually the author's name, and it's the mouse and that's the main character. That's his name as well. I think these books are so neat because the fonts on the inside, the way that the letters are worded. So, like for example, if it says the word cold in the book, it will be in these big block letters that are blue with ice on them, which I think is super neat. I've never seen a book like that before. And it's kind of good for if you're transitioning from picture books into chapter books. This is a good option, I think, because it has a lot of pictures and the words are kind of big, so it's not just pages and pages and pages of just words. Right. So that's kind of a way. It's in between picture book and a chapter book.
Right.
So
to encourage a reluctant reader, maybe to read, because it would be fun. This is a book called The Call of the Swamp. This is one of our newer books, and beautiful pictures. This is about a little creature from the lake who is adopted by a family. And sometime later on in his life, he gets to thinking, maybe I don't really belong here, and goes back. But in the end, as you would guess, he does learn that he needs to be with the family that loves him. This is a great book about adoption. So if you know someone that's been adopted, it's just a great way to share that story about how the parents just love this little boy, even though he's very different from them. He has gills and things like that, but he is where he belongs.
That's sweet. Those are sweet books.
Oh, they are.
While you're shopping this year, if you're like me, I normally shop mostly online. I do try to shop, in town, but a lot of my shopping is done on Amazon. I love Amazon. So while you're doing your Christmas shopping, we do have an Amazon Smile. What that is some of the money that you spend when you're doing your Christmas shopping on Amazon is donated to the library.
Yes.
So, that kind of helps you out. You can get some good deals on Amazon as you're shopping for your Christmas presents, and then it also helps us out. So we encourage you to do that as well. I have here an American Girl baking book. If you have a girl in your family or in your life that loves to bake, this is probably the book for them. Beautiful pictures, great recipes. I want everything in this book. It all sounds so delicious. And American Girl, they have the American Girl dolls and the American Girl books. So if you have a fan of that, they may enjoy this baking book.
Right. Now, a lot of people have children in their life or in their family that love nonfiction and love animals, especially animals. A lot of kids love animals. We have some wonderful new nonfiction books. This is called The Search for Olinguito. I hope I'm saying that correct. This is a new species that was just discovered a few years ago. I mean, it's the first new species discovered in 35 years or so. Kind of a neat story. It's got a lot of beautiful pictures in it. And while I've got this book here, I will go to something else too. If you have somebody that you buy a gift for that you think, well, they just have everything, I don't know what to do for them, buy a book in honor or in memory of a loved one or a friend or family member. We put a nice plate in there that says this book was donated by so-and-so in memory of whoever they choose. I forgot exactly how much money it is, but just give a donation to the library. We choose the books that we need for our collection, books that we don't already have, things that we need, and put a nice plate in there. It's a wonderful way, and you get a nice letter telling you that this has been done, and the person you have honored gets that also. So here's one nonfiction book. Here's another one, Wild Horses. I don't believe I know a girl alive that hasn't been through a horse fight. This is called Living Wild, Wild Horses. Beautiful pictures of horses. Everybody loves, I think, everybody loves to hear about this and then to read about them. And a lot of children prefer nonfiction to fiction, and that's quite all right.
I have a neat little book. It's very small. I don't know if you can see it. I mean, it's kind of the perfect size for a small child's hand. And it's in this almost like a texting language. I don't exactly know what that's called.
Picture,
yeah. So it's heart to heart. I don't know if you can see that very well, but that's how the whole book is on the inside. For example, but now I go bananas. I just think that is so cute, and that would be maybe good for a smaller child. You know, you could kind of decode what it says almost. Some of them are a little bit harder, so I just thought that was a neat little book.
That would be so much fun to sit and read with a child. Over the Christmas holidays, you got more time to sit and read, because I saw a little boy in the library come in and he said, oh, look at that, and they sat and he and his mom read it together, trying to figure out exactly what they are, heart to heart, So it's a lot of fun.
That's what we like to see at the library.
Oh, I know, we do. Now, if you've got a sports fan that you want to buy a book for, this is something I just recently found out. I've told everybody I know, because I think it's just a neat story. This is called All-Star, Honus Wagner and the Most Famous Baseball Card Ever. Honus Wagner played baseball years ago and had some baseball cards made. He was one of the best players. He was like one of the first 5 players to be put into the Baseball Hall of Fame, I believe. Had a baseball card printed. It was put into circulation, but it was in like a cigarette box or something. I've forgotten exactly how they used to do baseball cards, bubble gum, things like that. But he didn't smoke, and he didn't want to encourage children to smoke. So he pulled his card. He didn't want anybody to have. He didn't want any children to be encouraged to smoke by looking for his baseball card. Anyway, it is very rare. It is one of the most rare cards in the world, and I do have the exact numbers. It sold in 2016. It sold for $3.2 million. Only 60 of them exist, and they're very rare.
Wow.
So it's his story, his life. This would be it's a 4th grade book, but it would be for maybe a younger child, more pictures. This is a juvenile fiction book, probably about a 4th grade level also. Honus and Me. It's just a fictional story that has facts. I guess you'd call it historical fiction. Facts that are true about the player, but just a really good story, I think, especially if you've got a baseball fan there who would like to maybe collect baseball cards. And if you find that card,
everybody go check your baseball cards and make sure you don't have that one, or you do have that one.
That's right. Well, I'll tell you, while we're stopped, we're going to take another quick break for commercials, and hope you'll join us when we come back.
Looking for a great pre-owned car or truck? Come visit the Collins family at Stop and Shop Auto Sales. Owned and operated by Bobby and Anderson since 1996, and now with the newest member of the team, George Collins. We specialize in quality trucks from Ford and Chevy, and also carry a variety of dependable cars and SUVs. All of our vehicles are professionally serviced and checked for safety and reliability. So come see us today in Sylacauga at 230 West 1st Street, or call 256-249-0322.
In Alabama, there are 2 things we take serious: football and barbecue. And at August Barbecue, we take our business serious. Our meat is smoked daily to give you the freshest and best quality. Ask about our daily vegetable specials. And don't forget about our beef brisket, served up every Thursday and Friday. We have a great outdoor seating area to enjoy the best live music around every Thursday, Friday, and Saturday night. Great service, great atmosphere, and great food. August Barbecue. You can taste the difference.
CallTheShield.com is the solution to pest and termite problems. APS shields your home from termite infestation, unwanted pests, mold and water intrusion, sagging floors, and unhealthy lawns. Visit CallTheShield.com to schedule your free evaluation. That's CallTheShield.com to schedule your free evaluation. Alabama Professional Services. Protection for your home.
Hello and welcome back to Library Connection. I'm Mandy Cantrell talking with Sarah Osborne. We work upstairs at the B.B. Comer Library and brought lots of books, and so we're going to talk fast. We've got a lot more books to talk about for possible gifts you'd like to give someone or just come check out and read.
We do.
But go ahead.
I'm going to go ahead and get started. We're moving on to young adult fiction here.
Yes.
This is called Scythe. This is a neat book. I think all the books are neat, I think. But,
Me too.
But this one has a really interesting premise if you have an older reader. Like I'm 23 and I really enjoyed this book. And so adults, stepping off into young adult fiction or not, well, fiction, yeah. Even adults read upstairs.
Right.
That's people come upstairs all the time and say, I'm 40 and I read young adult. Is that bad? No. So many adults read young adult, and they're just great books. This one I really enjoyed. I thought it was a neat premise. It's about the world, and humanity has basically conquered death. War, famine, all those things, but there still has to be people who they have to take life because there has to be population control, obviously. Mm-hmm. So there are these people who that's their job. That is their job in life is to take lives. They don't want to, and you have two older teenagers who have become apprentices to this Scythe, who's the person who can take life. And they really don't want to do it, which is exactly what makes them, the greatest candidates, because that's not something that you should want to do. And so it just kind of follows their journey through this, trying to struggle with what they have to do, what they've been chosen to do. So it's kind of dark. Not all young adult is like that, but, if you have a child about 18 or so, this would probably be a good pick for them.
That's great. Another one from young adult, and I'm not going to tell how old I am, but I like to read a young adult too. I do. If you have someone that is a fan of Rick Riordan, I'm not exactly sure how to say this, but everybody knows the Percy Jackson, those books, the Kane Chronicles, Heroes of Olympus. This is another series called The Trials of Apollo. Apollo, the god Apollo, has come to Earth in human form, and he has all kinds of problems dealing with that. But everybody loves mythology. I think it's a lot of fun to talk about and read about.
If you're doing a lot of traveling this year, maybe on plane, train, or automobile, you might like to listen to audiobooks. And the library actually has an app now. There are audiobooks on there. There are ebooks, and you can read them right from your phone. So, you don't have to have, your big laptop or a big tablet or anything. You can just use it from your phone, and you can come to the library. You can download it. We have some little kind of like flyers, and we can help you set it up if you're not sure how to set it up on your phone. We also have Capstone Interactive ebooks for younger children. You can come to the library. We can give you the username and password for that. And we have Abdo ebooks, which are kind of more for juvenile readers. Yeah. I don't believe those read to you. Now the Capstones do, and we really like those.
Yes.
Yeah. Children
read along, highlighting the words.
Right.
Perfect, yeah.
Small children really like those, and we like them. So.
And they're very easy to get to. Just go to the internet. We can give you all the information. Come in and see us.
Right.
Well, I've got one from juvenile fiction I want to share. Most girls love Dork Diaries. This is like the boys' version of Dork Diaries, I guess. This is written by the same author, Rachel Renee Russell. This is The Misadventures of Max Crumbly Locker Hero. We have a couple of these and probably more to come. Great choice. I'm surprised this one was in. Right. Great choice of books for little boys. I think they love those. And kids love a series, too. This is the first one.
Yeah, if you really like something, you don't want the story to end, so you kind of do want more books, which we really like series. I do. All right, so I have a graphic book. The graphics are like comic books, basically. This one is really neat, I thought. It's about a little girl. When you think about comic books, you normally sort of think about boys, but we have several graphics in the library that have girls, that feature girls. They're the main characters. This one I really enjoyed because it has such bright, vibrant colors. I have a page marked in here that I thought that I would show. Look at those colors. I mean, that's just beautiful, and it's a neat little story. I really enjoyed it. We like to read books as they come in the library. That's not all we do, but we do like to read books as they come in. So.
This is another young adult book that's great. It's called Written in the Stars. It's about a girl living in the United States, but her parents are from Pakistan, I believe, and they have arranged a marriage for her. This is great. I have not read the entire book. I read bits of it, and I read about it on reviews on Amazon, and several people said, what a great cross-cultural book, I guess you would call that, to learn about another culture. Arranged marriages still happen. I mean, I would have thought that would have been years ago. Actually, the author of this book had an arranged marriage, so she can speak from experience.
She knows firsthand.
She does. It worked out wonderful for her, but it doesn't for all girls. But this is a great modern-day story about something that we know very little about, I think. So nice to learn about other cultures that way.
It is. Okay, I have a children's book called Leave Me Alone. I think that sometimes parents and grandparents can probably relate to this book. This one's just about a grandmother. She's trying to get her knitting done. She has lots and lots of grandchildren. And she kind of gets to the point where she just says, leave me alone. And she goes off by herself, and then she sort of realizes that she misses all the grandkids, wanting to play with her or, kind of crawling all over her and that sort of thing. So that's a good relatable book. It's good for children and adults.
I think so. Another young adult that we've been asked about a lot called Cinder. This is part of the Lunar Chronicles written by Marissa Meyer. It's a very different book. I haven't read the whole book. It's Cinder is Cinderella, but she's a cyborg mechanic. So it's like a fairy tale and sci-fi together. But girls love fairy tales, I think. Yes. But this is a really neat book. There's Cinder, Scarlet, and Cress, Winter, which would be Snow White, Scarlet is Little Red Riding Hood. Neat stories, I think, and just a wonderful way to show that in a different way. The same story kind of in a different way.
Yeah, it does, stories like that, they've kind of been told over and over again. So this is kind of a fresh look at an old fairy tale.
Yes, it is. It is. That's right.
I have another picture book called Dragons Love Tacos. If you love dragons and you love tacos, this is your book. And if you've ever wanted to know what to feed a dragon, we can tell you after you read this book. Big tacos, little tacos, any kind of tacos.
Yes, that's right.
But not spicy salsa.
No, that's right. Well, we have so many more books to share, and I hope you'll come by the library and let us show them to you. We also want to remind you of our Christmas concert, December 15th at the library with Chris Phillips and Robin Waldrop. So we thank you for joining us on Library Connection, and I hope you'll come into the library to choose some, to kind of preview some books you might want to give as gifts, and hope to see you at the library.